Right, so I'm getting this little short video out of the way right now. It's going to be a very interesting day. The birds have been liberated at 9 o'clock, the first race. So I'm going to go through what we've done today and a few other bits and pieces quickly because our clock out is earlier this afternoon. So I'm just trying to get a video up now because I probably won't get one up later on. Okay, so today we have two races. We have Bindi Bindi, which is our race from last week. We've got 15 birds in there. 14 of those birds are first timers. It's only 180k, I think it's 195 to here, so it's the shortest race on our calendar. And the one bird to make that 15 is 83, so hopefully 83 gets a win today. I'd love to see it. A little bit of showers coming through. It's meant to clear up. Birds are probably still another hour or two away. But most of the race, apart from when it comes into the metro like we are now, is generally pretty good the weather-wise. They've got a bit of a tailwind, so hopefully that pushes them home pretty quick and we see some velocities up around that 1400. If they do get a few rain showers, that might change it a little bit, but you know, just we'll see. And then we have two birds, which is the clock hen from last week, and then also her sister in the 250 kilometer one, which is about 265 for us. So first race, we're racing around about 40 flyers, maybe 300-400 birds. Second race, maybe about 100 flyers, and there should be about anywhere between 1,200 and maybe 1,700 birds in there in these early ones. So going to be interesting. Next week, we will be in that main race with all the birds. We won't be doing two races. I don't think we'll just be back to the one race, and then we'll just sort of span our birds out a little bit. So you'll notice from last week, things have changed a little bit. We do have a bit of weather. I haven't had time this week to try and get a box. You'll notice a little bit of water comes down this side, so I've put the clock up here as high as possible, and it's in a place where it's going to not really be out of the way. So yeah, hopefully I'm going to watch it anyway. The rain should pass. Last week we had no rain, so it was, you know, easy enough that we had it in here, but there was a little bit of water that drips down this other side when we get like torrential downpours. So the only other thing I've really done is tucked in everything up under there, brought it up across here and up over the top there. Just gonna, this is the first shower we've had, so hopefully it doesn't come back in, but the rain is coming, sort of pushing that way, so I think we should be pretty right, but I'm just going to watch it anyway. We don't need any more issues. So what have we got? 15, 16, 17 birds in the race, which is good. So we'll see what our returns are. We're still missing a couple from last week. We probably won't see them. So we're going to go into this section quickly, have a look. We've got, well, that's all the birds basically. The rest are in the race. I sat a few out this week just so we get the first timers in, and I didn't really want to enter the main race just yet. So I just put in the two hens that I think were probably going to be the best bets, and everyone else is sort of just resting this week. I'd say all these, so that's the barless hen, so this one, and then basically all those ones across here, they will go next week in the main race because they can rest this week. Next week they can go in, and then all the birds from this week can rest next week, and then they can race the week after. So we're just sort of spacing the birds out a bit, and we're going to try and get through out to at least 500. My goal was to get some of these birds out to 500 kilometers, and then we'll move over. We've got the yellow team here as well. These guys I'm going to use for breeding this year. They bred them all for breeding purposes. They're all inbred babies, basically, a few little mix and matches. We've got a direct daughter of Storm and Leo up there that we've brought back from a friend's house that he raced. And we're just sort of making sure we got plenty of birds for next year. But most likely these guys here will get a chance to get out on the truck as well. Hopefully, most likely. I wouldn't mind racing them as older ones, so we'll let them mature. We'll do a little bit of breeding off them, and then just see how they progress, and we might as well just chuck them on the truck for the first few races anyway and see how they go. There's one down there, but looking pretty good. This is 83's brother. He went in the race last week too. He come back. He wasn't clocked into the race either. He was one of the other ones, but he will go in the race next week. He's just resting this week. But he is looking good. I was holding him before and he felt pretty good. So I think we will get this big fella on that race next week. The cocks seem to be doing pretty good at the moment. So we'll just have to wait and see, won't we? And then the two mealies as well, they done pretty well. They first time hens and they come back and they're both feeling pretty well. The wild hen, she's in here somewhere too. There she is there. Well, I call her the wild hen or the tough hen. Either way, she's a tough little chicken, that one. This one here is her daughter, her only daughter actually. We only bred one daughter from her, and that's her there. She was paired up to a mealy cockbird, Vanderbilt. And this little hen was the first mealy back out of the two, which is interesting. So we'll see how we go. And then there was another blue bar here as well, this little blue bar hen over here. Her mother is on the race this week. So we'll see how we go. She made it back. She's who I was considering pairing up with Titan, but we'll just see how we go. She will continue to race. A little bit slow last week, but we'll see how she goes. But they're all, considering we've had a pretty rough start, and the birds are getting pushed pretty hard with these jumps, but they're doing pretty well. We had, realistically, for the first race, those results were pretty fantastic. I'm pretty proud of that, of the birds. They're doing really well. The other one's doing the hard work, not me. But we'll just have to wait and see. So we're waiting for the birds. It's still going to be another hour or two maybe. But I just want to see how this rain's coming in. The plan is for this anyway, is to, I'm looking at getting a sealed junction box with a plastic open front. And I can just countersink it in there and then plumb everything in properly. May not get it done this season because I've got to order online and things just take forever. But I have some big plans for this loft probably next year. I don't really think I'm going to build another loft next year, but I think we'll do a lot in the way of tidying up this front section, and then we might go back through as well because we, birds are looking pretty thin, and then we might even just shut down one section, strip it, maybe even seal the floors and repaint the whole thing, seal the perches, and just give it a real good birthday. So when we start breeding young birds again, which isn't very far away, that we can start moving them into these sections. And I wouldn't mind going through the whole thing and just giving it a little bit of a birthday in that off period. So we'll see how we go. I will get a video up tomorrow of the race. There probably will be a live stream today. The only issue I'm going to have with live stream is that the camera's going to be outside, and if it's raining like this, then there will be no live stream. So I'm just giving you the heads up. I will try it, but at this point it's not looking really good. I've taken all these out, gave these a good clean out while I'm waiting. I agree with a lot of you guys. It was probably a little bit rushed. That basketing was brought forward 24 hours too. So what we'll do when these birds come back, I'll just put the nest bowls in there, leave it open, and if those birds want to pair, they can. But we'll just give them, slow it down a little bit as well. These guys this morning, when I was doing a bit of cleaning out, they all got in here and they were just going crazy with these boxes. So these guys are starting to fire up. They're the older cockbirds. So we're looking pretty good for a bit of breeding action. We have separated them from the hens because we are getting pretty close to breeding. So I want them definitely unpaired or ready to pair up with any hens that do come along. And they are looking really good. Pretty much these three cockbirds here, there are the only three with young birds that are probably left or doing well in the race. We've got the last three of Shock's babies in the race today, so hopefully one makes it back, but we've lost a lot of them, so we're going to go back to the drawing board with repairing him. And the only son of Titan is in the race today too. His feathers pretty much molted out. It's pretty much at the end now. He had one primary flight that was a little bit slow, but he's in the race today. He's got a tailwind too, so should be pretty easy race for him to come back. So yeah, he's in a fair chance of winning if he can find his way back. He's a pretty switched on bird anyway, but who knows, you don't know what happens out there. But definitely those three cocks, I'm pretty happy with how they're going, so we'll be very picky on who we pair them with. Obviously Storm and Leo will be back together, but these two Vanderbilt cockbirds here are going to have a bit of thought, and especially with those two as well, we really need to pair them up with something that's a little bit more resilient, that's going to blend with those two. Tie Grizzle cock, still not sure what I'm doing with him yet. He needs definitely, they'll be the last ones, the Tie Grizzles. I do want to breed from them, but I need to get these guys paired up first so they're producing the best results. And then if we've got something out of the race team that's pretty good, then we might pair it with him. Just something that's probably going to perform better on this side of the country. They do really well for Willie, but I lost all my colours this year. They're all gone. I don't know what happened, and it's a little bit sad. So we do need to breed something that's going to last, which is really sad because I do like my colours. Anyway, I'm going to catch you guys later. Get ready for the live streams potentially, and the results will be up in the next video along with the race video as well. So stay tuned, and I'm going to get ready for these birds to come back, maybe sneak inside for a quick little coffee, and then we'll be out here with the raincoat getting ready. So everything's looking good. I did test that before too. I'll just show you, put a test bird through, probably hard to see, just to make sure that this is all good, because you can see how the water's getting on there. Another thing I need to sort out as well. So it's all looking pretty good. I've sealed everything up so no water can get into anything. These have got little eye rings in them as well, so hopefully that's the last shower we're going to get before we start clocking some birds. But I'm going to see you guys later. It's getting close and I'm pretty excited. So quick little update, but let's get back to that race manager so we can watch those birds come in. Let's go. 83. Come on, buddy. This is all you this week.